Eat your own food, damn it.
It's just a gizzard. Let's drink, boys. Come on.
All right.
Down our gullets, and may the good Lord...
Oh, leave him be, will you? He's probably eating now just like us.
Yep, he probably is.
Give me back that bird.
Hello, sir, Janitor Jake, sir. Oh, I am busy right now.
Chasing that lights around. How about you?
Oh. What in the world do you want? Just gonna let you know, sir. I got the stuff, sir, I got to do, sir. Okay. So I want to be around, sir, for your review, sir. So, goodbye, Janitor Jake, sir. What a stupid. Jeez. Well, I guess I should probably finish eating my beans so I can hurry up and get this review over and done with. Jeez. Never ending. Never ending. What's up, everyone? Janitor Jake here. Now see, we are finally halfway through my reviews of the Star Wars prequels. So we are slowly getting there. Yes, slowly but surely. Jeez. You know, I did not know that this was going to turn into a big Star Wars channel. But whatever, like I said, we're getting there. So I guess today I am going to be checking out Star Wars Episode 2 Attack of the Clones on good old DVD. So whatever, enough randomly babbling, let's get the show started, shall we? Now right off the bat, this movie is already disappointing. Number one, the visuals are trash. I mean, I don't know what they used to film this, but it looks like I'm watching a show on the BBC. Now quit flipping a biscuit, I don't hate the BBC. But this is supposed to be Star Wars, not some made-for-TV special. So that's number one. And number two is the very first death that occurs. I mean, just look at this.
So sorry.
Really? That's terrible. That's some of the worst acting I've ever seen. Like, literally anyone, and I mean anyone, could have easily played that part. Well, hurry up. You gonna lay there? Or are you gonna die?
Die.
Yeah, and the bad acting and bad visuals, no, they don't stop there. They keep right on chug-a-lugging along, don't they? Once again, like the Phantom Menace, this movie is a big CGI fest. I mean, is there anything in here that's actually practical? I'm surprised that the actors aren't CGI. Well, at least some of the time. You know, I feel that the visuals are worse than the Phantom Menace. Episode 1 had a nice aesthetic to it. Even though there were tons of CGI, it gave off a warmth that made it enjoyable. But Attack of the Clones feels off to me. Now, it could be that it's the full screen edition and not some fancy 4K Super HDR a million frames per second hogwash. You know, I shouldn't have to sit here and punch in a bunch of codes and fool around in the settings to make it look good. I should be able to take the stupid thing, put it right in, and have it look perfectly fine right off the bat. Jeez. But anyway, let's check out the acting. Done. I'm done. Now, like I said in my Phantom Menace review, Natalie Portman was pretty poo-poo, but in Attack of the Clones, she got a little bit better and decided to have actual facial expressions. However, good old Hayden Christensen decided, oh, you know what, I like the way Natalie acted in episode 1, so I'm just going to copy her. It's terrible, all of this expressionless garbage. But then again, it's probably because of the way his character is written. Instead of being a good, happy kid like he was in The Phantom Menace, he has a huge attitude now. Yeah, I get it, he becomes Darth Vader, duh. But seriously, you couldn't build it up? From beginning to end, he is always copying a dude, smarting off at the mouth, and just acting like a bad kid. Oh yeah, big tough guy too. See, look at that. Ooh, what a tough guy. Ooh, big scary man right there. Ooh, scary tough guy. You know, I definitely feel like they ruined the character of Anakin. They should have kept him very positive and have high morals and stuff. You know, maybe even act like Qui-Gon Jinn, you know, very respectful, yes sir, no sir, and so on and so forth. You know, and then when he ends up meeting Padme after all this time, because he's falling in love with her, and all the Jedis are like, no, 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 can't do that, and they're getting mad at him, then maybe he could start getting his attitude. He starts getting his tude, and then by the end of the film, he has a full-blown attitude, and he's completely disrespectful. That's what I think they should have done with the character. But no, don't. Just don't do it. Now, as far as the story goes, holy smoke in a handbasket, where do I even begin? There is so much bouncing around with different stories, it gets ridiculous. I guess the basic plot is we're still following Palpatine as he still tries to gain control of the galaxy. He creates a civil war which is basically North versus South in a sense. He splits the galaxy into two factions. On one side, he is Darth Sidious, telling the Separatists to build a huge droid army to fight off the Empire. And the other, he has a clone army created for the Empire in case a war starts up for protection. So what I assume his plans are is whichever side survives the war, he will control and use to help him rule the galaxy. Meanwhile, we're also following Anakin and his attitude while he's all lovey-dovey kissy-poo-poos with Padme. Otherwise, this movie bounces you every which way in the story. You have Anakin and Obi-Wan fighting bounty hunters, then you have Anakin flirting with Padme, then Obi-Wan and a bunch of kids are looking for a hidden planet, then Anakin and Padme are frolicking in the fields of Naboo with a bunch of animals, Obi-Wan finds a bunch of clones on Waterworld, Anakin gets his arm chopped off by some dude named Count Dooku. Like, really? Count Dooku? You might as well call him Count Dookie Poo-Poo Head Fart Fart.
He's a poo-poo head. Yeah, he's a poo-poo face. He's a cock-a-poo-poo. Yeah.
Then we have fighting in the rain, fighting in asteroid fields, fighting in arenas, little baby Boba Fett, drug dealers, long-necked aliens, weddings. I mean, you need to calm down now. Seriously. Now I know I've been ripping into this movie pretty good. And to be honest, there are a few things in here that I actually like. So let's check them out, shall we? Now, even though I ragged on the visuals, this asteroid battle was actually pretty awesome. Visually, I thought it looked great, and seeing a battle actually take place in, oh, I don't know, space was pretty cool as well. You know, in a movie called Star Wars, having one of those really rare space battles is actually a nice treat. Another thing I liked was seeing Boba Fett as a kid. Now, even though he's a clone, which I'm really not much of a fan of, it is cool to know what Boba Fett actually looks like because he's the clone of Jango Fett. Heading back to Tatooine and seeing Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru for the first time, and seeing good old Watto again was pretty neat. Seeing the origin of how the stormtroopers came about was pretty cool, especially seeing Yoda fight alongside of them. And speaking of Yoda, we finally actually get to see him fight, which was amazing to me. I thought it was awesome. And seeing the hologram of the future Death Star was also pretty sweet. Now, there is one thing that would have been really cool, but they kind of dropped the ball on it, and that was the massacre of the Tusken Raiders. Anakin heads back to Tatooine to see his mom again because of bad dreams he's been having. However, when he goes back home, he finds out she's been missing and is presumed dead. So after snooping around and even asking the Jawas for help, he finds his mom being held captive in a Tusken Raider camp. But of course, she ends up dying in his arms, which ends up turning Anakin into Big Mr. Scary Man, and now he's going to deal with the Sand People. Alrighty, I've been waiting a long time for the Sand People to get their butts whipped for being bad, and it looks like Anakin Skywalker is going to be the one to do it. So let's check it out. Oh, come on! You've got to be kidding me! Yep, there you go. There you go. That's all you get to see. You know, I kind of get it because Anakin said that he went and slaughtered all the women and children and stuff too. But you could have showed him killing all the other Tusken Raiders, all the bad and evil ones that deserved it. But you didn't. You just thought it would be funny to not show it. You're just all sitting there having a big giant laugh about it too. Geez, you know what? Since I'm being negative, I might as well continue on. The lack of Jar Jar Binks was kind of disappointing. Like I said in my Phantom Menace review, I don't mind Jar Jar Binks. There's actually other characters that I find more irritating. He was a unique character, and I enjoyed seeing him. But because everyone hates him because it's the cool thing to do, they decided to hardly have him in the film. All he really does is talk to the Senate and wave his hand around like he can use the Force. Alright, so that was Star Wars Episode 2 Attack of the Clones. Now to be honest, it's really not that horrible of a movie. It's okay for what it is. I personally felt like the negativity outweighed the positivity. And when I was watching it, really the stuff that I loved the most was seeing the cameos and stuff. Stuff like the Jawas and the Sand People and that little quick peek at the Death Star. That's the stuff that I personally enjoyed. So what I am hoping is that when I check out Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, I'm really hoping that it is way better than this movie was. Otherwise, I'm going to take off. So whatever. I'm Janitor Jake, and I will see you guys in the future.
Harder and harder. Eventually you discover, nope, it's not possible. So you discover all the things that's not possible. It's really discouraging. But irritating. Yeah.
Hello, Sir Chris Akesa.
Oh, hey Jar Jar. What's up?
Can you do some Mr. Favors?
Sure, anything within reason.
You're going to kill Sir Janitor Jake, sir.
I'm going to kill Sir Janitor Jake, sir.
You wants to see some dead, sir.
I want Sir Janitor Jake, sir, dead, sir. Times to kill Sir Janitor Jake, sir.